Welcome all to another episode of Hermès Hot Takes. I'd like to also welcome the new listeners who might be listening to the audio podcast out there. We're now available everywhere you get podcasts, I believe. I don't know. I don't double check. But greetings to you as well. I've emerged again from my cave of not consuming anything on the internet, not knowing what's going on in the world, to come and inform you children about what's going on in the world. So the last 24 hours and so I've kind of tried to binge what's happened in these past few weeks, and also took things that my friends have been telling me have been happening in the world on rooftops getting drunk at 2 a.m, which is the best way to receive your information, of course, about global politics and societal struggles. And I'm here to condense it all down for you. So now I want to begin this show with a philosophical question. Whimsy, what is the best kind of sandwich?
What is the best kind of sandwich? Not too big, not too thin. That's all I got for you.
That was wrong. So actually what we were looking for is a justice sandwich. Wrong as usual, Whimsy is, but we still love her anyway. A justice sandwich is the best kind of sandwich. And during this brief time between podcasts, a sandwich has been served to the world that has changed history. Sometimes there's just a special kind of sandwich that will be remembered in the annals of history, that the textbooks will log as, this is the sandwich that changed lives. This is the sandwich that made it all different. This is the sandwich that none of us can ever forget. And what happened, in this brief time is that a sandwich was thrown, and that sandwich slap was heard around the world. Whimsy, can you pull up, go ahead, type real quick, man throws sandwich at fascist police, please. Please show us. Please show the people. Full screen it for me, please. Because I want people to see in fucking 4K. The sandwich heard around the world, ladies and gentlemen. Mans is out with the quickness. Now, it's not very often that a hero like that steps up in the face of fascism and is down to throw a sandwich such as this and change all of history. But he's a hero. He stood up for us all with that sandwich just then. I have no idea what's happening. I see in this video, we have a man in khaki shorts for the audio listeners, right? With a salmon pink top, kind of looking like that meme of that frat boy just standing in the suburbs as like a typical white guy. The most typical looking white guy throws what looks like a foot long from Subway and slaps some kind of DC police officer in the face, and then hits the 100-meter dash at world record speeds and blitzes away into the freedom sunset. Well, it's at night, but we'll call it the freedom sunset. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to be courageous like this in the face of fascism. And I don't know what's even happening in this situation. So, Whimsy, why don't you pull up for me right quick? Could we get some kind of context for what the fuck's going on? Because we know that young Hermes does not know what's happening in the world. Let's get some context for what exactly the fuck is going on. Believe maybe there's an article somewhere we got. Okay. Here we go. Okay, cool. Let's see what the fuck we got going on here. Could you zoom in on that article? I can't really see the text. Whims. So we see here, Yahoo News, Sean Charles Dunn, DOJ lawyer accused of being viral video sandwich thrower. Sean Charles Dunn was named as the former U.S. Department of Justice employee who is accused of the man caught throwing a sandwich at a federal officer in a viral video. Dunn, 37, of Washington, D.C., was an international affairs specialist in the Justice Department's criminal division, a source told the Associated Press. He worked as a trial attorney, according to TMZ. Oh, hell nah. Wait, he's a trial attorney. So, what, he works prosecuting niggas? Is that what that means, Whimsy? Anyway, the video shows the man speaking with a federal officer in Washington, D.C. before whipping what looked like a sub sandwich at him and then running away, where he was pursued by multiple uniformed officers. Attorney General Pam Bondi wrote on X that the suspect was fired by the Department of Justice and charged with a felony after the sandwich incident. The complaint says that on August 10, 2025, at around 11 p.m., a Metro Transit police detective and members of the U.S. Customs and Border Protection were patrolling the area of 14th Street Northwest in Washington, D.C., when the detective observed Sean Charles Dunn allegedly begin to shout at the CBP agent who was performing official duties. And see, this nigga got the ill cock back. Like, this nigga in khakis threw his arm like he was a pitcher for the Yankees, son. He really wanted to smack the shit out of him. And it was beautiful. And the article continues. He is accused. Wow. And it's highlighted right there in red. He is accused of standing within inches of the agent, pointing his finger in his face and yelling, "Fuck you, you fucking fascist. Why are you here? I don't want you in my city." And it was said just with that particular inflection right there, because, you know, that's the whimsical white man voice. According to the federal complaint, Dunn is accused of having continued his conduct, for several minutes before crossing the street and continuing to yell obscenities at the agent. And around 11:06, he's accused of throwing a sandwich at him, striking him in the chest. A scene captured on an Instagram video. Well, people, you can't make this shit up. Mans works as a trial attorney with the DOJ, so I'm sure he's working with cops all the time to solve crimes, get criminals off the street as an employee of justice. But he decides that he don't fuck with these fascists no more because he don't want them. He don't want these fascist cops that he works with, I'm sure every day, as somebody in the Department of Justice. But he don't want these niggas anymore on the streets of D.C. And I'm glad, Sean Dunn, stand up to these fucking fascists. Now, Whimsy, can you explain to me why are the fascist police in the streets of D.C., the federal fascist police? We all know that the normal cops be in the streets of D.C. I mean, that's what cops are supposed to do. Why are the federal police in the streets of D.C.? Do you know?
I cannot explain.
You cannot explain. Could we do some Googles since you have the internet on that side? Because somebody needs to explain to me why heroes like Sean Dunn need to be standing up to these fascist police out there. Because I've been living under a rock. I haven't been paying attention to the news. Somebody, please explain to me what the fuck is going on. Okay, what is this, Al Jazeera news? Okay, so we're going to get our take here from Al Jazeera. I'm sure that's not biased in any kind of way. Al Jazeera news here. U.S. protesters say Trump is using crime emergency to justify D.C. takeover. Scroll down a little bit. Can we get a little zoom in going on here? Because, you know, my eyes is going. United States President Donald Trump on Monday invoked a crime emergency in the U.S. Capitol, allowing his Department of Justice to take control of Washington, D.C.'s local law enforcement. He simultaneously announced that the Pentagon would deploy U.S. National Guard forces to the city of more than 700,000. Gathered just blocks away, with the White House looming in the background, protesters erupted in a chorus of boos. Boo, nigga, boo. The Pentagon later said 800 soldiers were activated on Monday, with 100 to 200 of them supporting law enforcement. Trump's latest move, said Kia Katirji, the executive director of Free DC, was not just another salvo against the long marginalized rights of the residents of the city, but a major escalation. This goes beyond the sort of words people have been using, like unprecedented and unusual, said Chatterjee, whose group advocates for DC self-determination. This is just authoritarianism.
Authoritarianism.
Damn, I need to read more. These words be tripping me up. This is just authoritarianism, she told Al Jazeera over the chants from the crowd. Okay. So it seems like the authoritarian government has stepped in here and declared a crime emergency here in the streets of DC. Now, I don't know shit about DC. I hear it gets active, though. I hear that there might be a lot of crime in DC at the moment. I don't know if the answer is sending the National Guard in, but that seems to be the move that Trump is on at the moment. And we have heroes out here like Sean Dunn who are willing to step in and solve the world's problems, step in on behalf of all the marginalized residents of DC and such, right? Stand up for all the blacks of DC, because I think, is DC a majority black city? Do you know, Wims?
Yes, it is.
It is? Okay. So heroes like Sean Charles Dunn. You gotta say all three names to put respect on his name. Heroes like Sean Charles Dunn are out here standing up for the black citizens of DC as they are under the peril of the authoritarian government. So, okay. So is there any kind of way we can see exactly, like, is they getting active, like, just in the streets? Are they everywhere? Or are they only in certain places? Is there some kind of map we can look at? Google map of federal officers in DC. Let's see if something comes up there. Oh, look, Washington Post has it. I think if you look over to the fourth one, Whimsy. Okay, so I see I have this map pulled up here. Is there a way we can zoom on the map? Is that possible?
Trying, but not succeeding. Oh, there we go. Where do you want to go?
Okay, let's see. Let's see what's getting active in the streets. I see a bunch of dots here. It looks like some of those dots are ICE. I see the blue
I can't control
dots
this.
are Secret Service. It's cool. It looks way cooler that you keep zooming in and out
God.
like that's like a video game. Right? So as we're zooming in and out this interactive map, we have the Border Patrol, which seems to be out on the edge. I see that multiple agencies are out in Brentwood. I hear, I guess, kind of active out in Brentwood. That's what I hear or whatever, right? Right. Columbia Heights, we got ICE. Okay, cool. I think a lot of the Hispanics live in Columbia Heights, so I don't think that's on accident there, people. But they got ICE or whatever in the Spanish Hood. They got multiple agencies in Brentwood. Okay, I'm seeing a bunch just kind of centered around what looks like downtown. Again, I know nothing about DC. I've been to DC many times. My brother used to go to Howard, so we used to literally go like perpetually to bring him back and forth to school. I went to, I think, their homecoming celebration once, but that's really it. I really don't know. But I've been at least like 15 times to DC. We're seeing down in the National Mall, there's a whole bunch of other departments. It looks like we got DEA. So just every type of Fed, every type of super Fed is out here getting active, right? Now, I just need to know, because everything looks very concentrated in either downtown, toward Union Station, DuPont Circle, and what I see is the National Mall, which is this green strip right here where I see they got National Guards and stuff. Now, I've been to this area in DC many, many times. I ain't never really see no real crimes happening on the National Mall per se, but I don't know. Maybe it just didn't happen to me that day. I've been there late at night. I've been there at all times. It really do seem like the shit pretty locked down, like you not really getting away with doing anything right in front of the White House, but I could be wrong. But it looks like the majority of these specs are here. And then I see there's the other side of the river, which I think look like Southeast DC, where I know plenty of niggas is getting active in Southeast DC. But it don't really look like, I don't see many dots there. Could we zoom back out to see if there's more dots? I see one dot that says multiple agencies in one corner of the map for the audio listeners, just in Southeast DC, which is the other side of the river across from the National Mall and all the pop and shit, right? The Capitol and all that other stuff. But I see one dot, and then maybe toward the very bottom of the map on the other side of that river, I see another two dots. So they're going kind of light on that part of the map. I'm just curious, right? Because I need to know where the hood spots are to see like how much work is being put in right now in the streets. Because I gotta know, is it just the authoritarians, or is niggas just really in the hood just rolling through with tanks and stuff? I really don't know. Is there some kind of like map we can get going that's like, I don't know, like a map of DC by like median income or something? Can we Google that real quick, Whimsy? Map of DC by median income, because I just want to be able to visualize what's happening right now. Wow, Google really got everything nowadays, bro. You just have to say it, bro. Google pull it up, bro. It's crazy. Okay, let's see. So for my audio listeners to be following along with this, we got green parts of the map that show that niggas is making 250K or more. The average income of DC is 81K. And then we got red parts of the map that are bottoming out towards zero. Right above 81K, you got yellow parts of the map. Okay. So I'm seeing on the left side of the shits, right, that if we're looking at places, right, I guess what would be called the west side, there's a lot of green, right? And there's yellow as you're getting toward the capital and other shit. But then on the other side of is it called the Anacostia River? There we go. On the other side of the Anacostia River, this river that splits through DC here, there's just a giant fucking chunk of red. Like a giant fucking chunk that is described as areas where the median household income is zero, right? I believe this would be Southeast DC, which, again, full of niggas, hood as fuck. I'm known from just being in these areas before, just as a visitor, as a tourist. These areas is hood as fuck for sure, right? Now, these giant chunk of red that I'm seeing here, could we go back one more time to the other map of like where the feds is stationed because of this crime emergency? See, this is the puzzling part that I'm seeing going on here. I see a lot of dots around the area where it says U.S. Capitol. I'm seeing a lot of dots around the area where it says White House. I'm seeing a lot of dots around the area where it says downtown, right? And I guess DuPont Circle too. Ain't DuPont the nigga who like killed the person, the wrestler dude in that movie? What is it called? Like Foxcatcher? Didn't we watch it on the plane? Whimsy, why are you never here supporting me, bro, when I need a deep cut? We watched it where the guy was like the DuPont family and they were super rich, and Steve Carell plays the dude where he's like a rich old person and he gets the guy to wrestle for him on the wrestling team, and he doesn't do what he says, and he moves his whole family into his house, and he doesn't do what he says, and he just shoots him in the face one day.
Yeah,
that's
a weird
them, right?
movie.
The DuPonts.
I can't confirm or
whatever.
Sorry, but
rich nigga circle, whatever. I'm seeing around rich nigga circle here that I have plenty of dots on the map going on, right? But when I'm across this Anacostia River, when I go across the river to this area that was just in all red a second ago when we were looking at the same map of DC by income, this area that's all in red, that gotta be the hood. Like, if anything, that is the main description of what the hood is, right? It's just where all the poor niggas live. I'm seeing that it don't really look like they got many feds on that side. It looks as if anything that there's some kind of purposeful effort to not put these feds who are supposed to be reducing crime on the other side of the Anacostia River. Anacostia River is with the C, right? Anacostia River. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make points here and nigga can barely speak. But it just, I don't know, something about, can we go back to the other map one more time? Because I'm not an intelligent person. As you can see, I'm stumbling over my words. But just something about going back and forth between this map. Do me a favor, just click back and forth between the maps freely one time so I can just really visualize. Because I'm not understanding the correlation between the areas in red where the broke niggas live, which is inevitably, I don't need to be told, is it inevitably where the crime is probably the worst? And like where the feds are choosing to, you know, make their stand in the street, you know, the Grand Union of the Secret Service, the National Guard, the DEA, you know, all the fuck niggas, you know what I mean? And I'm a little confused because I don't know what it is, but just something about tabbing back and forth between these two maps. I don't know. Something about it. It just gives me this feeling that this lockdown about crime is not really a lockdown about crime. Like, it's not this state of emergency over the state of DC crime may not be about DC crime at all. And it's crazy. But I don't know. Maybe I just don't know anything. Maybe I just don't understand. how DC hoods work and how the crime works. I mean, they do got niggas in Brentwood. Don't get me wrong. There seems to be an overlap, kind of with that Brentwood area. Cool, maybe. But I'm still just a little perplexed. Because you would think if you was trying, to get the crime under control, that the dots would be, on the other side of the river. I don't know. But I don't know, maybe niggas are just really active in front of the White House on Pennsylvania Ave. Maybe there's like that 1800 gang that I just don't know about that's running the 1800 block of Pennsylvania Avenue. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. And maybe they're just getting active and Trump is just tired of it. I don't know. But, okay. Here's a question I have to ask one time, right? And I think I wrote down the question somewhere because I just wanted to ask it the right way, right? Because we called this state of emergency here allegedly because of DC crime, because the state of violent crime in the city, right? And I don't even need to pull up the statistics on Google to let you know most of the victims of violent crime in the city is black people in black communities, right? And unfortunately so, for whatever reason, you can argue about the reason, you can argue about the causes, but a lot of the people who perpetrate in the crimes against these black victims is also black themselves, right? So a lot of this violent crime is chalked up to what niggas like to call black on black crime, right? So I need to ask, right? And I'm asking this to the internet, and I'm probably not going to read the comments because, a nigga don't read comments, but maybe I'll read the comments this time because I really am curious to get the answer. And I'm asking this question, not to everybody. I'm asking this question to black people, right? If you're not a black person, I really don't care what you guys say on this issue, but let me ask this question, right? When it comes to this problem of DC crime, right? Is it just that niggas don't know how to act? And that, we just need to throw more niggas in jail because niggas don't know how to act, right? Or is it cycles of poverty and underfunded schools and just things that are done at a structural, institutional level that's out of our control that are causing these crime problems, right? Because it can only be one of these two options. Either there's some kind of deep cultural issue going on specifically within these neighborhoods that you're just talking it up to that young niggas, right? The YNs of a certain age just gonna keep shooting at the other YNs, right? And at a certain point, all you can do is just say it's not tolerable, throw niggas away, right? Or it's really out of their control and it's not the YN's fault, right? And there's a bunch of circumstances that are happening and it's really at a structural level because of things like, the school has half the funding of schools in the suburbs. Things like, there's so much mass incarceration going on with families are being deconstructed and people don't have good role models. And it's just really poverty. We chalk it up to poverty, right? Either way, the DC crime emergency the state of emergency Trump has issued doesn't seem to be addressing any of these issues, right? So the reason I'm asking this question, which is it, right? Is it a cultural issue or is it just a poverty issue, right? I lean toward the latter. I lean toward, that it's just cycles of poverty, bro. And it's hard to escape cycles of poverty. It's hard to blame people for how they choose to survive when they're put in desperate circumstances, right? The only issue I see with that, right, it becomes kind of a non-starter because these white folks not going to do anything to make that better. These white folks, right, and I'm not talking about all white folks. I'm just talking about the niggas who have the power, the niggas who are the majority of the politicians or fund the campaigns of the politicians or whatever the hell you want to say. The majority of them is white motherfuckers. These motherfuckers is never going to fund your hood school more than they fund their schools out in the suburbs, right? And, school funding is based on property taxes or local taxes or whatever the fuck you want to call it. So it's like if you're already in a poor area, your school has less resources. They're not going to just take money out of their pockets to give your area more funding to make your schools better. They're not going to revitalize public housing. They're not going to do any of these things, right? So my only problem with agreeing with that second option of that it's just cycles of poverty, it's just like, so what is niggas about to do about it? Because let me tell you what's not going to work. What's not going to work is really just having the white folks get involved in solving the issue. They can't really be involved with solving the issue. They just got to keep going back and forth, right? Trump got to say, okay, let me just send the SWAT team, the National Guard, whatever it is, into the hood. That's one white guy's, intervention perspective. And the other white guy is just perpetually going to make, excuses of why so many black mothers is losing their babies at such a young age to gun violence. Oh, it's not them. Oh, we just need more schools, school funding. Oh, we just need to build another rec center. They don't really have stakes because it's not their children who are dying. It's not their cousins, their brothers, people they know who are dying. So they don't have an incentive to really fix it. They're just going to pay lip service to the issue and throw the social justice sandwich in the cop's face, right? It's just the self-righteous white liberals who want to throw the social justice sandwich in the cop's face and think they really holding it down for us niggas. Like, I promise you, I'm Nostradamus, right? I'm Nostradamus on some shit. I promise you, my nigga, is his name Sean Dunn or Charles Dunn? Sean Charles Dunn. Sorry, 3 names. You gotta respect the nigga. Sean Charles Dunn will go on, right, after being fired from the DOJ to be a public defender, right? And niggas go pull up, right, and wonder, right, why their public defender is calling them the N-word. Be like, bro, why you keep calling me the N-word? And Charles Dunn gonna be like, my nigga, I got you, bro. I was active in the streets. I threw the social justice for all my niggas to be free. I said, free my niggas till they all free. And I threw my social justice sandwich. And I'm on board with y'all. And Charles Dunn will go on to take his one social justice sandwich and likely his one African-American studies class from college and think that he riding for the goddamn struggle, right? And it's like, I feel like even from back in the day, Malcolm X back in the 60s talked about shit like this. Like, you cannot rely on the white liberals to help Negroes solve their own problems. Like, Negroes got to solve their own problems. So we have to decide right now as a community, right? It's like, we don't have the answers of how to fix these problems, but we just have to establish, like, is it just intolerable that these young niggas just don't know how to act and keep wilding in the motherfucking streets? Or is it just the circumstances they're put in and we need to do something to fix those circumstances? But I don't know if you a bunch of broke niggas, I don't know what resources we're going to use to fix them circumstances without some kind of, like, I don't know, like socialist type revolution type shit. And niggas already tried that with the Panthers and shit back in the 60s and 70s. And that shit got shut down by the government in 2 seconds. So it's kind of like, I'm not really seeing where the shit is supposed to go. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just at a loss at this point, I don't know. Whimsy, what you think about the issue?
I would rather not comment.
Yep. See? And I know niggas gonna come for me for even saying this. It's fine. I'd rather not comment too. But I need somebody to explain, because I'm just looking at the dots and it just, the math not mathing, you know what I mean? It just don't line up at a point. And I don't really understand. And I just don't understand why the white folks is always the ones chiming in on the problems that affect our community. Like, it don't really make any sense. Like, okay. Follow me here real quick. Imagine that there was some white shorty, beautiful young white woman from a trailer park somewhere in Missouri. And we're talking in Brooklyn on a Brooklyn rooftop late night. And, she goes to me and she goes, Hermes, before, oh wait, I got to do an accent. Hold on. What's a Missouri accent? It's a Southern accent, right? All right, well, let me bust that real quick. Hermes, before I reached the age of 18, I already lost 3 of my brother cousins in a shootout with my second cousins across the park, right? And, I would make my saddest face, the emotion would hit my face, I pout my lips out a little bit. I'm like, whew, that's so sad. That's so sad. Can you pass the blunt, though? And she'd be like, what? And I'd be like, see, can you pass the blunt? Like, you've been going on and on about how little Johnny boy got shot by your second cousin, Augustus. a couple summers ago, but you've also been hogging the blunt the whole time, and it's just like, this for the niggas here trying to smoke, and we all trying to smoke. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is super sad. My thoughts and prayers go out to you and your family out in the trailer park there. But it's, we all seen Ozark before, and we understand that, yes, yeah, white niggas be on country ratchet shit too. But I'm just trying to get high, on my Brooklyn rooftop at 3 a.m. And I say this to say, this hypothetical example to say, that is the equivalent of, what the white folks be on, like, best believe us black people treat Ozarks the way y'all white people treat The Wire. Like I seen Ozark and I was like, oh my God, I understand the trailer park streets, and I even grew up with kids out the trailer park in the north side of Georgia where them niggas be wilding out too. They be on their country shit too. Them niggas be on their drill timing too. So it's like, but it's a culture I can't understand. I wouldn't go out of my way to give a bunch of input about what we need to do to fix the trailer park, right? I let somebody from the trailer park be the leader of that cause because they're the people who really understand what's going on in it. I'll do what I can to be on the right side and be on the ally of causes that can help. Be the ally of causes that can help people in the trailer park. Don't get me wrong. But I wouldn't just pretend that I had the answers to how to fix the problems happening in the trailer park because I'm just trying to smoke my blunt. See, that's the thing. I just feel like any response besides apathy is just like, it gets kind of weird because at a point you become this nigga Charles Dunn throwing the social justice sandwich in the officer's face. It's like, what am I doing by throwing the sandwich? Is that really changing? If I threw a social justice sandwich at a sheriff's face somewhere out in Missouri in the Ozarks, right? Am I helping the niggas in the trailer park? Or is the niggas in the trailer park still just broke ass niggas in the trailer park, right? The social justice sandwich. What is the power of this social justice sandwich? What is it really doing for anybody? It's not really doing much of anything, right? I don't know. Niggas might be thinking I'm wilding out, but I just low key feel like it's only black people's issues. I feel like we're the only race where our issues end up being a public debate for everybody else to weigh in on. Like, imagine if I went on a whole national campaign talking about how tiger parenting in the Asian community is a real issue, right? And yes, it makes kids maybe have good test scores and good outcomes socioeconomically. And yeah, maybe you have better outcomes in terms of the amount of money you're going to earn in your life. But it creates people with mental health issues and self-worth problems and depression. And I went in a whole campaign across the country giving lectures to all big rooms of beautiful Asian American people about how tiger parenting is ruining your community. Do you think at some point somebody would tell me to shut the fuck up? Do you think at some point somebody would be like, who is this motherfucker weighing in on issues of the Asian community? But I feel like when it comes to niggas, like when it comes to black people, everybody got a fucking opinion about what's gonna make the change happen in the hood. Everybody either wants to be the law and order motherfucker who's just like lock motherfuckers up, they don't know how to act, or be the motherfucker like, oh no, you don't understand how racist this country is. I'm an ally. I'm a social justice warrior. Like, everybody has only two extremes to go to. But I feel like if you're not black and you're not being victimized by these issues and you're not being like, you're not actually affected by any of this shit, you really should just be like, oh, like that's sad, pass the blunt. Like you really should just be like, that sounds horrible, my thoughts and prayers, but that shit really just don't affect me. And I feel like that, maybe that's a terrible take to have, but it's just like, I'm just suspect. I'm suspect of anybody who has any other reaction because you're just not in the position to do anything about it. And I don't know. I've went on a really long rant about this, huh? Whimsy, do you think the people will kill me for this one? How far have I went?
You didn't go that far. You've gone much further in our private conversation, so I'm glad you kept it tame.
I did keep it tame. I feel like this podcast is getting real serious. We're supposed to be here for, the good times. The lulz. Let's bring it back to the lulz. What's something else we can talk about here? something else that's been happening in the news lately that's been salacious. Oh, I was on a Brooklyn rooftop recently, and I heard that Miss Sydney Sweeney has been causing up a stir. I heard that people are upset at Sydney Sweeney. Deadass. If you know who you are and watching right now, my homie. I asked my homie on the roof, right? What did Sydney Sweeney do? He goes, I don't know, something about a campaign, something like that. You know, it was racist or something. But, you know, she's in trouble now. And that is the epitome of like everything in culture, in society right now. Like, motherfuckers don't even know why people be mad. They just know that they're supposed to be mad at somebody. Like, oh, did you hear about Sydney Sweeney? What did she do? I don't know, something racist. But did you hear? Are you mad? How do you feel? It doesn't even matter anymore. So right now, I will take, you know, because I haven't been online. I've actually been living a happy life. It's been beautiful. I will take this opportunity here to fill myself in on what's been happening with Sydney Sweeney. I know there's a couple of ads to search, so we're gonna search for a couple of these ads. We also have here from the Hollywood Reporter. Okay, we have a summary of it. Okay, I know the audio listeners are gonna love this. I'm gonna keep shouting out these audio listeners, even though they probably don't exist yet. But thank you if you're joining me from anywhere, Spotify, Apple Music. We appreciate your presence here. Okay, Sydney Sweeney had just had the biggest controversy of her career. Now what? Experts weigh in on where the 27-year-old actress goes after being at the center of the storm involving an American Eagle jeans campaign that had everyone from Donald Trump to Lizzo sharing hot takes. Okay. 'Tis the season of Sydney Sweeney. It just comes... Oh, sorry. I can't. I'm just kind of dyslexic out here. I can't even do this shit. Okay. It just now comes with an asterisk. The two-time Emmy-nominated actress, producer, Ford aficionado, and booked and busy brand partner is revving up for the busiest run of a still-rising career. On the heels of a meaty role opposite Oscar winner Julianne Moore in the Apple TV.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, sorry, we just had a crash here. And before we continue with the Sydney Sweeney nonsense or whatever, if we're mad at her or not, I don't care. I see on the side there, it says most popular Taylor Sheridan's Landman announces season 2 premiere date. Is that the nigga in that picture from Better Call Saul? You don't have to click it because it's probably going to take 10 seconds to load. But is that him? Can you confirm, Whimsy? My listeners, I'm seeing right now the nigga from Better Call Saul, because, you know, from the side though, because it's like a side profile pic, so I can't tell if it's really him or not.
I feel like it's probably not him, because why would they not say his name?
Taylor Sheridan's Landman? Maybe Taylor Sheridan is like the creator of the show? I don't know. All I know is if that nigga is in any other show and not finishing Better Call Saul, I'm a bitch slap that nigga. Nigga, finish Better Call Saul. That better not be Saul Goodman from Better Call Saul.
Saul Goodman.
That's not him?
That's Saul? Of course it's not Saul.
That's not him?
No.
So I just think all white people look the same?
I don't even need to look that up to know.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was my prejudice where I saw a white man. That's him with blonde hair from the side and he grew a beard.
That doesn't even look like him.
Look it up on your phone. Taylor Sheridan's Landman.
Yes, it's not him.
It's not him? That's not him?
Oh my gosh.
Yo, you niggas need to finish Better Call Saul. Y'all niggas need to stop playing in my goddamn face, sentiment. Bro. It's been like 3 years, nigga. I'm told that show is being like improv together. So I don't give a fuck how y'all make that show. Y'all need to finish that show. Stop playing. These niggas always playing in my face and want to go make a whole nother season and something else. That's like when fucking Zendaya was doing Euphoria and then she went off to do Dune and then Euphoria took like 4 years to come out with the next season and Dune was fucking trash, nigga. Dune is fucking trash. I'm sorry. Anybody who think Dune is not trash, Dune is trash. The story don't make no sense. It's mad convoluted. Niggas, you can't even hear what niggas is saying in the first movie half the time because the sound design was so epic or blah, blah, blah. The shit was trash, and Zendaya wasting her time not just doing the next season of Euphoria, nigga. And I'm tired of these actors bullshitting when niggas have actual good shows they want to watch. They want to leave and do some fucking weird shit, nigga. That was the whole thing. We were talking about Sydney Sweeney, American Eagle. Sorry about that. Can we scroll back up to where the article I was supposed to be?
It's a whole bunch of
Okay, who could have guessed that a seemingly harmless denim campaign would force a footnote on what could have been a glorious few months because of how it stirred up a surprise culture war that stretched from TikTok to the White House, with everyone from Lizzo to Donald Trump weighing in with an opinion. But that's what happened after American Eagle dropped its Sydney Has Great Jeans campaign on July 23rd. It was designed as an ambitious partnership that included print. Okay, whatever. Can we just see the fucking ad? Fuck reading a summary about the ad. Let's just pull up the first ad. I'm tired of this shit. Also, we crashed again, which proves that, again, Apple computers fucking suck. Just need to keep reiterating that every single episode. Go ahead, hit play.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Oh, no.
And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn.
No word.
Or that they make your butt look amazing.
What? Do they?
Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
You see what I did there, right?
I now see what's so offensive about this ad. Shorty do not have the ass to sell these jeans at all. Could we just, one time, could we go to the frame that shows the booty? Because Shorty
That's fucked up.
She's swimming in the jeans. She said it makes your butt look great. I don't understand. It don't make your butt look like anything. It's fucked up. Whimsy says it's fucked up. Okay, let me give an example. Go to that third image. The fourth one. No, like the one over. Keep going over. The next one. Right there. This is Sydney Sweeney in American Eagle's ad. Swimming in the jeans, son. What are we talking about here? How many people could actually fill these jeans? Or at least give some kind of effect to the jeans. This is Jared from Subway in a pair of jeans. It's nonsensical. It doesn't make any sense. It is kind of offensive, actually. What is the casting going here? So Sydney Sweeney could just sell anything? Or is the irony that she's swimming in the jeans, so it makes it work? Am I missing something here? Is this not? I see, like, there's such a deep vacuum of space in those jeans where Sydney Sweeney's ass should be that I feel like scientists could discover long lost planets.
Everybody has a big ass, and that is okay.
She said the jeans make your ass look great. I'm just confused. Was it a joke?
She said she's not saying that.
Okay, so she's not saying. I'm sorry. She's not saying that. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not smart enough to follow the ad at all. But I am perplexed. Actually perplexed.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
Genes are passed down from...
So it's supposed to be that what she has great genes, like blonde hair, blue eyes?
I mean, I think that's the takeaway people have had, which it does come across that way. I can't lie.
I can't even lie. Like, I spin everything in the show and whatever, to make everything kind of funny. I'm always saying things kind of ironically. I don't know if there's a spin I can put on this here. The vibes is feeling a little Nazi-ish, like Nazi light, like fascist light. I'm sure it's intentional. I'm sure at American Eagle, they met with the advertisers on Madison Avenue, right? And they go, okay, who are we doing for the new campaign, right? Should we do a positive take? Should we get some ethnically ambiguous girl, And they were like, fuck it. I think the internet will go wild. Let's just go full Nazi with it. Let's just go full Aryan. Let's just say the blonde hair, blue eyes is just hype. The great genes is hype. Because it's like, at this point, I just feel like it's better to get people talking, Like the song from the Jay-Z song was Niggas in Paris. I don't know what it means, but it gets the people going. Like, this gets the people going. Like, I can't even lie. Like, I'm pretty sure this is the desired effect. Because it's just light, it's gentle. It's gentle. I'm going to say I'm still outraged at this ad, but not for the reason people might think. Because, there's been plenty of ads that, just give, slightly Nazi vibes, you know, a little Nazi vibes going. There's been plenty of ads like that. It's not a new thing. Okay. Right. What upsets me here is why is this the best that the Aryans can do? If the Aryans are supposed to be the master race, is Sydney Sweeney really the peak? Like, is that really the best that the Gen Zers can do? See, I don't even think that this ad is racist. I think this ad is ageist, right? Now, I know. Follow me here. You Gen Zers who were born 2 weeks ago and grew up watching this Euphoria show, right? You guys have been eating this girl up like she's the baddest girl ever, and I'm just confused and perplexed, right? Like, have you ever seen Kate Blanchett in her prime, right? Have you ever seen Scarlett Johansson in her prime? Have you ever seen Reese Witherspoon in her prime? Matter of fact, fuck in their prime. I just saw Reese Witherspoon in some show, I don't know, with, it's like Secret Little Lies, Pretty Little Lies, whatever the fuck we watched. Whatever. I just seen this shorty in this show. Reese Witherspoon is pushing 50 probably, or 40, I don't know what the fuck, is better now than Sydney Sweeney. Like, she could just do this ad and be a better representation of the master race. Like, we're talking about the master race here. Is this the best we could do? I think Hitler's spinning in his grave right now. That y'all Aryans out here got Sydney Sweeney out here like she the baddest blonde hair, blue-eyed chick out here. Like, if you wanted the whole slender white woman with, you know, the blue eyes and the blonde features, there's just so much better. Where was Scarlett Johansson for this one? Did she just not want to do it? How is Sydney Sweeney the peak to y'all niggas? See, y'all slow Gen Z niggas. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all over here fawning over Sydney Sweeney because that show makes everybody look as bad as possible. Don't get me wrong. It's a show about kids, but everybody playing the kids as adults and they make them look as bad as possible. So it's all age appropriate stuff I'm saying here. All the characters in Euphoria are made to look as bad as possible besides the baddest character in the show, which is objectively Zendaya. We're not even talking about anything here. Euphoria did such a good job at making Zendaya look like a complete crackhead that you dummies out here are putting Sydney Sweeney up as the contender of the perfect specimen for the Hitler Youth. This is how misguided Gen Z is. Y'all niggas can't even get the racist fascism right? Y'all just so fucked up by the TikToks and everything else that y'all think Sydney Sweeney, don't get me wrong, Sydney Sweeney is a piece. I'll say that right now in front of my girlfriend. If I was single right now, Sydney Sweeney, okay, she a John who could get it. But I'm not acting like just because she a John who can get it, that she's the peak of blonde hair, blue-eyed, Aryan, eugenics, beautiful, beauty, masterful, whatever the fuck you want to call it, baddie, that we can have an example of. Like, I'm sorry, are we just missing like the past 20 years of history? How many shorties could be? You could put blue-eyed contacts on Iggy Azalea, and I would take that as your example of Aryan before I'd say Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney, my nigga? Really? I guess. But that's what I'm saying. It's just like, Zendaya looks so much like a crackhead. Like, Zendaya always, in every episode, got a pair of chapped lips, right? Her hair looked like she ain't ever met a comb in her life, right? Even down to like just the way she carries herself, she always just like sad. She got big bags on her eyes. Like, they did such a good job at making her look like a crackhead in Union Square at 3 a.m. They did such a good job that one day, I swear I saw Zendaya open the door for me at the McDonald's in Union Square. I shit you not. And when I left the McDonald's, she asked me if I can get 50 cents in change. And I was like, look, shorty, it's 2025. We all use an Apple Pay. Don't know me got spare change to give you to open the door. And she spit on me in my face. And I even went home and told Whimsy, Zendaya's crackhead ass just spit on me when I came home from the McDonald's earlier tonight. Zendaya is out here so down bad that she's over here asking for change outside of the McDonald's. I shit you not. That's how wrapped up in Euphoria I was, and I'm a grown-ass man, so I can only imagine the number that has been done on y'all little Gen Z niggas, that y'all now think that this shorty, the bad shorty from the high school in Euphoria, is somehow the baddest blonde hair, blue-eyed shorty you can come up with for your generation. It's sad to say. See, even when I'm talking shit, this girl got my angles. That's why she's wifey material, bro. A little nudge here. It shows how down bad you niggas are, and I'm sad for y'all niggas. Now, here, this is a show of many hot takes. Let me end with just one. If there was one whole episode, let it be this one, where I take the shit too far. But I never take the shit for too far. I just be speaking facts. But listen to me. Do you guys remember a time when liberals, right? And I'm saying like all the liberals, the union between the rainbow flag people and working class people and poor peoples of the inner city. Remember when liberals, and we never all agreed on everything. We were never all on the same page. That's not true. But remember in the past when liberals just cared about universal health care? See, I'm old enough to remember that there was a nigga named Barack Obama in 2008 who ran against Hillary Clinton, and both them niggas was talking about healthcare. Both them niggas was like, nah, I think we need healthcare. I think everybody in this country should get healthcare. And then Obama went and fought for it and eventually compromised because, you know, all bitch niggas in life compromise. That's what you got to do to become the president. It's cool. No shade. We got Obamacare, which was better than nothing, right? And then niggas came back in 2016. And then Bernie came on his whole wave like, nah, we've really got to get this universal health care popping. We got to tax the rich. And all the liberals like, wow, that sounds really popping. That sounds like what the conversation should be about. That sounds like every time we go get drinks in Brooklyn, in Portland, in San Francisco, in Miami, and us liberals, us multicultural, weird, lefty-leaning people all gather together in a place together and talk about issues. We should be talking about fucking healthcare. What happened to that? Why the fuck are we talking about Sydney Sweeney and a fucking ad? Do we need mega corporations making billions of dollars to be the change we want to see in the world? Who the fuck cares what Sydney Sweeney does in the ad? You know, if Sydney Sweeney got on that ad and said, genes are passed down from your parents, they determine things like hair color, eye color, and we want to bring back in 1,000-year Reich of all the blue-eyed, blonde hair niggas. And in that 1,000-year Reich, everybody will have universal health care. I would vote for Sydney Sweeney tomorrow for president of the fucking United States. I give no fucks about what's supposed to be racist. I give no fucks about what's supposed to shape the youth's opinion or what the messages are being put out about the sexualization of people or how sex sells ads or things about body positivity or what kind of genetics or society's beauty standards. I don't give a fuck. Give me health care. If it's got to be the Aryans that do it, if it's got to be the master race that does it, I don't care. I just want to go to the doctor and have the nurse be able to check my pulse without asking for a fucking prior authorization. Who's going to do it for me? Is it the socialist like Mamdani? Is it the socialist like Bernie? Or is it the national socialist like Sydney Sweeney? Which one is it going to be? Because I don't give a fuck anymore. I just want healthcare. It's the only thing that really matters. And, you know, that's it. I digress. Now, hopefully, that was enough for the day. This will definitely come back later and bite me in the ass that I said this. It's cool. That's what this podcast is all about. Whimsy, could you patch me this magical shirt that's over there? I'm somehow saying these offensive comments to promote this music career of mine. Somehow. I don't know how it relates, but somehow it relates. And I'm selling these t-shirts. This t-shirt is my album artwork for an album I just released. It's called Mayflower.
Move it into the middle a little more.
Damn, this nigga. So now Whimsy is becoming a Nazi behind the camera, as you can see, and now dictating everything that's happening here. Can you see it? Is it on screen?
We can see it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll leave a link in the comments down below if you want to buy this shirt, support this podcast, support my music career. This album is out. It's called Mayflower. I will put somewhere on the screen, here, whatever, that there are videos I'm dropping. The music's fire. Check it out. If you fuck with me, I fuck with you. I love you. Don't hate me, please. And good night.